Hey, 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 what's up? How's everybody's night going? It's Tuesday. Like Tuesday has no significance to basically anyone except for tacos. There's Taco Tuesday. Mondays, everybody hates Mondays. Taco Tuesday. Wednesday is Hump Day. Thursdays, nothing. Friday is like the start of the weekend. What's up? All right. You got anybody you want to invite? All right. Cool. So, can you ghost somebody only if it's like a relationship thing, or can you ghost people otherwise? What do you think? Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, can you use that word only in relationship context, or can you? Is it valid to use that word in any sort of context? Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Maybe. I would like it's like I told Marriott like one time I was like he streams like all the time and he doesn't use a camera and I was like, dude, how come you don't use a camera? Don't you think you'd get more viewers and whatnot if you had a camera? And he's like, well, maybe, but I just don't want to. And I was like, that I just said to him, I was like, that ugly, huh? You know. Marriott. I'm just I was just kidding. Yeah. No, no, I was just saying that because I was like wondering if I was thinking about how he like doesn't show his face. I don't know what I thought. Something made me think of that, but I don't know. We're kind of changing topics, I guess. he he's kind of a ghost in a way where he wants to like he wants to be online streaming all the time and he talks and whatnot, but then like you ask him certain questions. What's up? Yeah, some certain questions he won't give you even the smallest a bit of detail. And see, this is why. Right? This is another. That is another reason. This is another reminder of why I like private chats. So annoying. They are super weird, and like it seems like you always find like two groups of people who like to be on the mic, and then it's very hard to find the third. Like the third is the one that's basically like cool people who are totally fine and create normal talk, right? The other two are the ones like taking up most of the mic time, are the people who are like either doing really loud, obnoxious stuff, or like saying really racist or sexist or talking about gross things, stuff. Yeah. There's one to my left. Right, there we are. Whoa, wow. Of course, like, for some... had been shooting at him, and by the time I got close enough to him... I'm not gonna make it. Then I was gonna shoot at him, and I ran out of ammo right in front of his face. I'd have to check. I don't remember. Oh, 135? Is that what it is? That's my bullets. It doesn't say your magazine or your clip amount. Oh, this is it the +3? Is that what you're talking about? I'm confused as like how to see that. I can see I've got 135 bullets. I don't know how many I have before I have to reload. Oh, really? No, I was ready. Thought I was ready for him, and he just got the best of me. I knew he was there. I was going for him. He won. Yeah. Did you not eat dinner or something? Why not? Yeah, no, I said, why didn't you eat dinner though? Like, what? It was freaking 10 o'clock over there. Why? You said you didn't eat dinner, correct? Uh-huh. Huh. Aw. What's wrong with hot dogs? Well, different hot dogs taste differently. You should get one you like. It's not true, man. Like, for instance, I'm usually the kind of person who will buy like just like whatever is the cheapest on a lot of things, but like with hot dogs, it's worth getting like the more expensive one. Well, of course you would. You're Little Miss Richie Rich. You like expensive things. Yeah, like I said, you like expensive things. That's ridiculous. You like to spend money, obviously. But I guess if you can, go ahead. Yeah. That's nuts. Lazy meal. I'll tell you what a lazy meal is. A bowl of ramen. You asked what a lazy meal, I gave you the answer. I assumed that you would be too good for ramen, but I gave you an answer. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about pack ramen. It's just like, you know, you get like 20 for like $2. No, maybe it's not that. It's probably not that cheap. It's maybe $5, but it's pretty dang cheap. That's why if you're, you know, probably, yeah, pretty much. But you know, hey, that's if you're poor, you've eaten that plenty of times. Oh no. I just wanted my ammo. I don't want to. I'll take as much ammo as I can get. Yeah, right. Was he trying to revive himself or something? I don't even understand, I guess. Oh! Two down here by me where my carcass is. Dude, there's only 3 of us. Why? Crazy Trust is getting murdered. Maybe I should start using some of my items. Hey, revive me. No, don't die. Dagnabbit. Oh, I'm used to you telling me that. Yep. Oh, really? My hunter's got him up there if you want to shoot at the guy on the train. For sure. I can't live without a microwave. I have a friend though who like the thing. Okay, I'll tell you this. Okay, I have a friend who doesn't use a microwave, but they have one, but they just don't use it, and they like keep it in the like their basement, like it's on timeout or something like that. You know, I'm like, I don't understand why you even have it still if you're not gonna use it. But that also what really bothers me more than anything is they won't defend their position. Like they don't want to use it, but I'm like, why? And they're like, just cause. And I'm like, bro, if you're gonna like deprive yourself of one of the greatest like modern conveniences, at least make your case so I can respect you. You know, Don't be just all weird about it. It's true. It was like, tell me, give me your thesis. I want to know why. You know. I can't I'm just I don't even understand. I can't I use the microwave so much. Like for instance, when we talked about tea, right? I have a really bad habit, or maybe I guess I don't really consider it a bad habit, but I like to take my time drinking my tea, but I also like my tea to be hot. So if I'm drinking tea in the wintertime, I'm using the microwave a lot because I don't like drinking it all at once. I'm trying to make it last. So I'm often reheating it. And that's where the microwave is very handy, right? It's amazing. All right. Well, I know. I was inviting a few people and seeing if they were going to join us up. See? What's up, man? How's it going? Oh, yeah? Okay. So, let me make sure. Who is this? Oh, okay. All right. All right. Gotcha. Why'd you change your name? Hmm, unanimous. Or. Mm hmm. Mm, I gotcha. I gotcha. All right. Well, I'm in a private chat with FamWars. I'm going to send you an invite. Is that all right? All right. All right, cool. All right, I just sent you an invite for the private chat. There we go. Can you hear me? Come on, what is this deal? Take forever to... Okay. I was actually talking about... I don't know how to refer to her now because she just told me how she just changed her name. So I want to say her old name, but and now I have to also figure out how to like shorten this name because it's too long.
Double Helix?
Yeah, so I'm probably just gonna have to call you Trickster.
That's cool.
I have to shorten everybody's name because I'm like, if I'm gonna call out, I'm not gonna be like, watch out, Double Helix, Helix Trickster.
Trickster. I
It takes
got you.
too dang long. In the same way, like, I got, we got a friend named Pike and Walleye. That's way too dang long, so we just call him Pike. Or at least I do. And then there's another guy, he's got like a short name, but it's like 3 letters, so then it's like, well, that's not very easy to like run off, it's just like JBL or something like that, and that sounds weird. So you gotta
So
like...
you just end up saying 2 letters.
Or I just asked him what he wanted to be called because I was like, bro, that's too like, I don't know, weird to like call out and be like, watch out, JBL! So then...
I thought Double Helix kind of rolled off the tongue.
Double Helix
It's a lot,
yeah,
so.
that's fine. You can go with either one, But I'm just saying, it's got to be
Please.
one or the other. It can't be Double Helix Trickster because that's too dang long.
Right. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. I've always allowed my friends to prescribe their nicknames accordingly because then it's
Right.
more authentic.
See, and even most people shorten up my name. They usually just are like, watch out, homie. They have to drop even, the one letter. They couldn't go that far.
The J is there all the time. Guess Fan More is muted today.
I think she's on the phone or something, but she'll probably be back. Ouch!
I feel like a lot of my friends don't realize who I am anymore, so I have to personally message them all.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch.
Dag! I'm down. Ah! They're gonna revive this guy too.
I'm coming. Shoot. I don't know if I have med packs, but is the coast clear?
I don't know. I'm inside here, but I got revived. Thanks, man. Oh! Oh! Dag.
And tell me, do you live on your own?
No. No.
Dude,
I'm married.
on my own this year, and it's really hard because all my milk spoils before I finish eating it.
Isn't it technically drinking it? But yes, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. You just gotta make sure too. Don't buy too much.
It's just really depressing. Like, I don't know how to portion my purchases, and so I'm wasting money.
So what you gotta do is that when you are getting close to the date, you just gotta be like, all right, it looks like it's cereal for dinner, Check that date. Be like, uh-oh, next few meals here is definitely cereal. Or make yourself, you could also get some like Nesquik or something like that, and then when you're like, ooh.
I used to love Nesquik.
Yeah, when you're like, ooh, the milk is getting close to the date, bro, then you go ahead and make yourself some chocolate milk.
Basically, the remedy is what you're saying. Like, I should only buy things that I can cook multiple ways and focus on fulfilling at least 2 of them to circumvent. Oh my god, these guys are everywhere. Mines, because they're just rolling through us, which is like
Yeah, we need to like stick together or something because whatever we're doing right now is not working.
And even mark them, they're moving so quick. Okay, I upgraded all my mines to the 2nd level.
That's a good idea.
We gotta start.
Oh shit. How did that guy not go down?
Did my mine work on somebody, or did they just detonate it?
Woohoo!
7-17.
Watch up top. Up top. Oh no, no, whatever.
Down 1. Med pack. Good job. There's one over there still, and more.
Oh shit.
Go by, just went by himself. I was stupid. You should have revived him first. That was very stupid.
Yeah. They're gonna pick him up. Blast it. Yeah, go this way.
Oh! Fuck no. Fuck no. Watch it, fan more. There's hunters out and everything. This is evil. It's coming. This is nasty work.
Here comes the hunter. Ah, frig. Hunter's got me. Oh, yeah, thank you.
Alright, what took so long?
Oh.
Med pack.
Ah, whatever, dude. Come on. Ridiculous.
I'm staying back here. I'm not running to them.
Help. Help right here. Right here. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Get him, Hunter. Oh my goodness. I'm down again. Oh, I'm getting revived. I'm good. Thank you. Ooh.
This is good. We have some mines down around this area.
Oh.
Behind this one.
Eldorado's coming up right here.
I'll put a hunter down.
Ah, there's a guy on the ledge right here by me.
Shit.
Get him, get him. Yes. Oh, shoot. Dag.
At least we're not getting beat brutally. It's definitely like we could have done better sooner.
Oh no, this seems pretty brutal to me. Like half of their score.
Would have been single digits for sure.
Oh, snakes.
Oh, that's
Get,
it.
ah, stupid.
Only, I was only 2-1. I didn't really do anything to help. Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
alright.
Hey, Fanmore.
Lame. Oh, it just popped my knuckles, by the way. Famwar, you'll be very disappointed. So remind me again, where do you live, Trickster?
Hmm?
I said, where do you live?
New Orleans.
Oh, oh
Yep,
man.
yep.
Is it super duper hot there right now, like it is over here where I am?
Where are you at?
I'm just still in Illinois, but it's like we're gonna have a really hot. This is our hot week. Last week wasn't too bad. No, it's gonna be hot.
It is extremely hot. It's cool. It was actually cooler yesterday than usual. Like I could
Yeah.
stand underneath the car porch, the carport, and not feel too hot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could breathe.
What's extremely hot? Like, what's gonna be the high?
They usually call it oppressive heat here because of the. So I mean, it's been feeling. The heat index has been like 114, even though it's been like 90, not top 90s, you know.
Mhm. Yeah,
The
like
feel like
right. Yeah, like Friday we're supposed to get up to like straight up 100. So not heat index, like real 100. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Oh, come on. There we go. Ah.
Have you heard about this Bronny James incident?
Sprite James.
LeBron James' son suffered cardiac arrest
Oh,
while playing.
yeah. Yeah. No, I have. Mm-hmm.
I'm using this as a moment to define the difference between a heart attack and cardiac arrest. They are not the same.
Okay. And what did he have?
Cardiac arrest.
Okay. And what's the difference?
Um, well, heart attacks can lead to cardiac arrest,
Mm-hmm.
and a heart attack is often the cause.
Mm-hmm.
Cardiac arrest occurs when the heart stops and malfunctions.
Mm.
Heart attack occurs when the blood flow to the heart is blocked.
Mm. So you could have a blockage and theoretically and not stop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. And he had the heart completely. He had uh,
Arrest.
an
So
arrest.
the arrest is an electrical problem.
Mm. And why do you think that is?
I don't know.
No, no. I mean, just saying. Why do you think that LeBron's son had a cardiac arrest? Do you have any theories?
Um, well, if it's an electrical problem, um, it could have been his therapies. My theory is that this is a young man who works out exclusively his entire life, knowing that he's more than likely, in the bag to join the NBA. So maybe, uh, this is just a maybe, he should not have been working out that hard so young. Like maybe I think the biggest thing for athletes is how they recover from their workouts.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's your recovery? Because anybody can go work out a lot, but your rest and recovery determines how well your body assimilates.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this kid just got to college and was playing at USC before suffering a cardiac arrest. So my theory is just like either it's, genetic or it's just like maybe his recovery and rest isn't where it should be. I don't know. There,
Mm-hmm.
the last time I saw someone suffer from cardiac arrest was on TV last year when that a football player passed out from cardiac arrest and everyone was like he just died on the field, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I'm not a doctor. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm not a doctor, says YouTube. But yeah, I don't know. Fan Wars like Mariaco is wanting to be all secretive now. Uh, yeah, I feel like it definitely could have anything to do with the COVID injection, potentially,
But if it's
because
an electrical issue, how is that, you know?
well, anything can lots like what you're saying, heart attack causes a cardiac arrest. So what the point is that for a
Okay, I
cardiac
see what you
arrest to occur, lots of things could be the cause that triggers,
mean.
you know. And I'm just saying, it seems very common amongst some of these very, very healthy young athletes these days to be having these issues. And what's the one common denominator? that they have that I can't think of any other pattern. And again, like I said, I'm not a doctor, but the one common denominator that they have is all these people have took the vaccine, and most of them, a lot of them took the vaccine and then also, had boosters and the whole nine. Where
Yeah.
before that, before 2020, I think it would have been very, very uncommon for a young person like that to just have straight up cardiac arrest or any of that sort of thing happen. Those are the people that usually are least likely to have it.
Well, it's a really scary theory to propose. I think a lot of people took the vaccine out of necessity, and um, I'm I understand conspiracy theories. A lot of them have a purpose, but it's just really unfortunate.
Well, and at this point, though, is it very much of a conspiracy theory because there are a lot of different things that they told us that the COVID vaccine was going to do that they later on told us that it did not actually do. So I mean what was a conspiracy even just a year or two ago, is now straight up fact and agreed upon by basically everyone, including the same scientists who would have told you were an insane maniac for proposing such a suggestion 2 years ago. So remember, like when it first came out, they were like, "Well, if you get the COVID vaccine, then you won't spread the COVID. You won't spread COVID, and you won't be able to get COVID." That was what they told you, like straight up. And then later on, they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's a vaccine, but actually you can still have the COVID vaccine, and you can still spread it, and you can still get it," which essentially, by the way, negates the definition of vaccine.
Hmm.
So then it's like, well, if it's not doing what a vaccine does,
Yeah, I didn't
yeah,
really
fine.
have a choice.
No, and again, I understand that. Clearly, I agree with basically what you're saying is some people got it because of scaremongering and fear mongering because people were
I
telling them if
got it
you
because
don't,
I had to go to work. Like, it was really like against my personal will, and I tried to write
right,
letters and everything,
yeah,
defending my decision to not take it.
yeah,
But
yeah, but you
this
you
happened.
wanted to maintain your job. You wanted to still have a job, right? So I'm saying that's not you. That's you were doing. You wanted to, not be unemployed, right? So I'm not. This is not like I'm just saying. This is nothing against anybody who like took the vaccine, for whatever reason. I'm just saying, I'm
It's
talking about like the validity of it.
just really scary to talk about it still. I'm
Yeah.
not discrediting any validity, and by any means, I didn't want to take it because I knew it would take
Mhm.
10 years of data for me to feel comfortable anyway.
Mhm.
So,
Yep. Right.
but I don't want to, like, paralyze myself in fear for something I've done either.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And I caught COVID before I took the vaccine, so that was kind of my deciding factor of like, I don't want to feel that again. It's really bad.
Mhm.
Also, I had like a young peer who's like a year younger than me die of COVID because her doctor recommended she shouldn't take the vaccine while she was pregnant,
Mhm.
and she delivered her baby and then died within hours later after catching it. She was biracial. No, I actually think she caught COVID at a family function and then they had to deliver her baby and then she died of it. And I also know that the main factor is weight when people were catching COVID, because if you had like a body weight, you were suffering much more than smaller people.
So she was,
Yeah,
she was
she
heavy.
had more weight on her. She wasn't necessarily fat, but she definitely had a tougher time with it. I know
Well,
I had
yeah.
a tough time with it when I caught it because I remember trying to get up and I couldn't even walk straight.
Mm. Yeah, and that's obviously a big factor too. Yeah, of like, any comorbidity, meaning like any sort of like, factor that makes you more susceptible to it, whether it be, having, I don't know, like asthma or breathing problems or something like that, being, yeah, uh, having
Mhm.
a higher BMI, things of that nature. Being old, obviously, was a big factor too. Obviously, I'm not saying that's a factor here, but I'm just saying like those were the people that were the most susceptible to COVID as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. And my brother got it, too, and he didn't want to get it, but I mean, thankfully for right now, he hasn't had any issues. So I'm not saying everybody's going to have an issue or anything like that, for sure.
Mhm.
Well, uh, hmm
Gotcha.
and I'm not saying there won't be, like, I guess when I say issue, I mean more like, uh, I don't know if it's not like necessarily going to cause. I don't think it's necessarily going to cause everybody to, you know, die early or anything like that. I'm just saying that I think it could happen, and I'm just saying that there could be complications later. But I think maybe other people, it it may be very very minimal. And we'll really, the only way for us to find out, I think, is to wait and see, essentially, because we just don't have the data, and that's the whole point of what makes me so frustrated about the whole thing, was that they're pushing things on people and acting like they had the data when they didn't. Right, and that's why I'm saying he can protect you from anything. So I'm saying he can, but it doesn't mean he will.
Is another game loading? My screen looks like it's frozen.
No, we're not in the game. Well, we're out. We just gotta invite. I'll send you an invite, but we're already out. We're not in anything. You just have to come out. Like you have to jump out, and then I can invite you. Okay. I feel like I haven't seen Burger and Fries in a while too, man. I think like he's been MIA lately. We good? All right. Mhm. Cool, cool. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Chelsea. This is Chelsea Star. You can still call me Chelsea.
She just changed her name. Oh.
Yeah. But I work in the entertainment industry. Yeah. Um, that's a good question. I really primarily work in film industry side of entertainment. So when I'm not acting, I have an agent uh, and camera department, or even for the directors. So
Cool, cool.
when when COVID happened, it hit us pretty hard, and it was really hard to get work for a while. I did do my best working on some sets that didn't require the mandate, but it didn't last long. And I love what I do, so I didn't want to mitigate my progress by, you know, not taking the next step that was offered for me because of the vaccine. I really thought by the time I got the vaccine, I wouldn't be pressed for the booster or anything. But the first year was just really, the first year coming back was a little difficult. But as of right now, I don't regret anything. I just really wish I could have stuck to my guns a little longer. I also wish I didn't catch it the year before, because once I caught it, it changed my mindset about it. And I think the hardest thing for me was like, I spent the year before on lockdown doing my best to avoid it. And when I finally caught it, it was because I was just so frustrated from being locked inside all the time. So I think I acted out of frustration when I could have been a little bit more patient. But by that
Everybody,
time, 2 years of
everybody
my
was gonna
life was
catch it.
gone. Yeah, by the time that happened, 2 years of my life is gone, and I've been inside. Where's my projector not charging? Hold on. Oh, fuck. Shit, God, forgive me. Oh no.
What's going on over there?
My projector fell while I was trying to plug it in to charge.
Uh-oh.
It's really delicate setup.
Oh my word, this is terrible. I'm gonna promote you to party leader Famware just to see if that had any effect. She probably got kicked because she's having technical difficulties over there. She probably can't even see the screen. See, she's back. All right, go ahead.
Projectors off. No, actually, major scale, like the deciding factor for me in like getting the vaccine was like I was working on the Will Smith film that was Emancipation that was for Apple TV, and I was like, well, actually they didn't require vaccines. It was the show after. What was the show after? I did a lot of Disney films that I filmed here, Haunted Mansion and other things, and I wanted to stay active that year. Haunted Mansion just came out too.
It coming out? I don't think it's out yet. I think it's coming out tomorrow or Friday.
Really?
I think so. This is Tuesday. Nothing comes out on Tuesday.
I thought it
But
was out already.
I think it's either
I'm
it's
really
either
not
tomorrow or
excited to
Friday.
see a new Haunted Mansion because we grew up with the Eddie Murphy one, and I thought that was good enough.
Like, I guess I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fimo. Was the question more like, what do you do on the production? Like, what's your job?
Yeah, so if I'm not working there's multiple departments to make a film.
Yeah.
So if I'm working in camera department, I'm usually second assisting to the camera. So I report to the director of photography, aka the cinematographer,
Mhm.
and I assist his first assistant. So if the first assistant is helping the DP, set up shots, then
Mhm.
I'm usually helping maintain the camera and all the batteries for the camera, all the lenses for the camera. I'm loading equipment, um, stuff like that. Or if I am working in the director's department specifically, then I'm helping like block shots, like screen blocking, like it's
Mhm.
actually. So it means I'm making sure like um, I'm relaying messages from the directors to other assistant directors where like you'll find out like if you're running a film, it's very rare that you only film very rare that you only film in one location, which is a studio location. You probably
Yeah.
film on site for a lot of locations. So it might be my responsibility to make sure the main director messages get to the first and second assistant director, which the second assistant director might be in a trailer somewhere communicating with the studios, and then other executives to make sure that everything gets, recorded accordingly. Like people think like if you're on set, it's a lot of fun, but it's actually a lot of responsibilities to record every action that gets done on set so that you can make, I guess, a quota for the day and
Mhm.
a record between the studios so that they know that you're putting money appropriately and stuff. And so basically if I'm assisting the directors, I'm making sure that information gets relayed, the actors get there on time, the actors' clothes are there on time. The actors are fed on time. They're called back to set on time.
Right.
And all this has to be record keep, and it's not the main director's focus. So the main director's focus is actually what's going on when they get to set, and then everyone else helps when they do get to set. So that
Right.
in my situation, I've been cast assisting, where those are my responsibilities. But I get the honor of being a cast assistant because I'm also an actor, and I know what's expected of cast. You know,
Nice.
that's what I do when I'm
Yeah.
working, and I just got my agent within the last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just really happy to be able to audition for like legitimate commercials and everything. It's really a blessing because I've been working at it very, very hard.
Right. Yeah. No, it's definitely hard to break into that sort of thing for sure. So do you do all
Really?
that stuff from New Orleans, or do you have to go to Hollywood for some of that stuff, or what?
You'd be surprised. Like every state has a community of local actors,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a matter of what teams can produce a good film, and you can usually choose where you film it accordingly. So you'd be surprised at all the filmmaking that's going on in New Orleans. Of course, nothing is filming right now because of the writer's strike and
Right. Yeah.
trying to get better contracts. But New Orleans is a great hub for film. Atlanta is a film hub
Yeah. I knew Atlanta was. I just didn't know New Orleans as much.
yeah, you know, historically, a lot of films have been filmed here. Like, I think one of the first motion pictures that was ever filmed here was the first Tarzan that came out in, like, 20s.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
Louisiana has, like, actual strong history with filmmaking, but
Mm-hmm.
I've been blessed because I get to work basically out of my backyard. The studios that are here in New Orleans are like really in my walking distance from my home and stuff. And they're not necessarily in the heart of New Orleans because New Orleans is actually a very small city, but on the outskirts of town, on the greater New Orleans region, is where I live, and I'm really have watched the industry boom with me. My most impressive credential is just changed my perspective on the whole industry maybe 5 years ago.
Say that again. Last part again. What did you say?
It changed my perspective on the whole industry.
What did?
Working with Hugh Jackman personally.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And how did it change it? In like what way?
Well, once you know, like, these people aren't far from your reach or grasp, then it changes your perspective of like of there being a veil between you and celebrity. You know what I mean? It's kind of like once the harder you work in the industry, the more likely people are going to recommend you and keep you around. And once I got to the point where Hugh Jackman introduced himself to me, I was just like, wow, I must be doing something because this is the person that I get to basically be mentored by and attend a master class with because of my hard work and good spirit, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
it's different when I guess if you're filming for 90 to 100 days of film every
Mm-hmm.
day coming into work and you're like me, you're a beginner, but you get to come to work every day and watch someone like Hugh Jackman. It's kind of like you're in a master class, so I can only get better from this.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah, it really changed my attitude.
Nice.
It's been cool talking with y'all, but I think I'm gonna take a break. I need to nurse my projector. It's off kilter.
Uh-oh, you got kicked out of the match?
Yeah, I'm not playing with it.
Bummer.
I'm gonna come back in a little while.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Thank you. I don't really share it with a lot of people because it was so private, but thanks for being receptive to me and what I do professionally. Catch you guys a little later. Bye bye.
Cool, cool. Ah, bummer. Hmm? Oh, yeah. Well, at least finish the game. It's only 30 to 30. Oh, wow. Dang. They quit. They only have 4 people. I'm coming, Hubba Pops. Don't die. Yeah! Whoa! Oh, I'm down. Right. Thank you. Well, right there. Wow, I ran right into that stupid grenade. Worst timing ever. Well, Chelsea's going to be really disappointed, fam, when she finds out that you think that all Hollywood people are like evil lizard people. No, I added that part in. But either the last part was, everything else is accurate. Are you saying you don't think they're lizard people? Holy mackerel. One more. Una más. Kill them. What? Ooh. How do you know you speed that? You saw it? You ran really fast and you were like, what happened? Huh. Huh. Oh no, it's tied up, bro. It's serious now. Here we go. Here we go. I'm throwing an El Dorado over there. Yeah, I got somebody down. Right there. Right there. Boom! And see, that's why I hoard that money. That's why I hoard that money. Woo! Woo! For times like that. All right. How's it going? Cool. Oh, look at the little puppy. Poor baby puppy. Living the hard life while we're here sleeping. Sleep. How does she do it? This makes it work, man. You make it work, man. I stole you. What's wrong? You're supposed to be bringing me a pumpkin bar. And? Stay. Huh? Uno más? It's like a small one, you know. Why not? It's pumpkin. It's good for you. Okay, well, make me some popcorn then. How about that? Oh, anybody can do popcorn. It's not a rocket science. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a tiny dog ear. Here's another one. Come on, game. Start up. You can do it. Cecilia,
What?
you can do it too.
What?
I believe
There
in
are like 4 different things.
I believe in you.
Who can even know what you are?
No, talk about the dogs. Oh man, this game's already been started. I wonder it took so long to get me in. Whoa! Oh, I'm down. Yeah, buddy. Ah! Wow. What? Oh. Hmm. Cry, little baby puppy. Traitor. Gah. Enemy's health is 7. Wow. Watch out. Get down, dummy. Oi. Crud. Ah! Oh, really? Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Help! 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 Oh, too late. Never mind. Bummer. Crap. Yeah. Whoa. Dang. Yeah. Hey, Burger, what's up? Oh man. All right. I need a good teammate because I don't have anybody. And the last game I lost, I was like, I don't know, I'm trying to remember. It was like something like 30 to 40 or something close to that. And my whole team, like they were like under five. Everybody else on my team was like under 500. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm saying I had almost 2,000, but every teammate was under 500, so I was like, dang, yeah, yeah, right. There's no winning when you got a bunch of teammates that are all running like 3 and 10, you know. Yeah, exactly. So how's the construction biz? Oh man. Mhm. Cool, cool. Good times. Ooh. Your birthday's like this weekend or it was last weekend? Oh, okay. Cool, cool. Oh. Mm. Well, happy belated birthday. What's the number? Or is that a secret? I could start a private chat if you want. Alright. Especially with you, I always feel like I can hear you a whole lot better in a private chat. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I'm gonna get killed.
uh-oh. Don't do that. Oh, yeah. Too late.
It's alright, you can't see me. Still here, I'm around the corner, there we go.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead now too, so.
I missed it.
Bummer.
Wow, I hope I don't stop. I'm playing good too. Rocking it. Making sweet combos like doubles, triples. I got a couple connect forward.
Nice.
Plays.
Ah, turds.
I can get you.
Alright, thanks.
Down up top. Get him.
He's down?
I got him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a guy up top too that's down.
So, Burger, how much do you know about tires?
Lots.
Lots? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I figured you might be a guy who knows a lot about tires. So, I got a random, like, kooky survey question for you.
Sure.
Okay, so check it out. Like, I have tires on one of my cars, right? And
Yeah.
I bought them brand new from like a tire, like a specific like tire shop, right? And I have, like a road hazard warranty on them,
Yeah.
right? Which most of the stuff like that stuff I could do myself. In other words, like if it's a simple like hole in the middle of the tire, you can get stuff where you can patch it or whatever, right? But if it's such a low amount to pay for them to like do it. I'm like,
Yeah, it's
why?
only $30 to get them to.
Yeah, I think on mine it was like, I think it was less than that. It was like 10 or 15 per tire.
Yeah,
Something like
there you
that.
go. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, point is, right? I've had them patch a tire or whatever before. So anyway, I find like I got one tire that's running low. I look at the tire, check it out, and I can clearly see, oh look, I got a screw in the tire, and it's like in the center. It's not in the sidewall, of course, or anything like that, but it's like in not the center of the tire, but just a little bit to the
Yeah, just a little off center. Got it.
yeah, a little off center, right? Okay. But obviously it's not on the side or anything crazy like that, right?
Right.
Oh, crap. So anyway, I'm like, well, okay, whatever. I'll go take it to them and they'll, patch it like they've done before and we'll all be good, No big deal, right? So I take it into them and they're like, oh, yeah, no, we can't fix this tire. You got to get a new tire.
Yeah, they're ripping you off. That's your question. I'm already way ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's
Is this
say
real? Yeah, no, it's not real.
Let's say it's and try to get more specific. Let's say it's maybe an inch away from the edge. So like it's in the bottom part of the tire, but an inch from like the edge. Do you think that's still repairable or
Still
not?
repairable for sure.
So that's what I thought.
You can even repair them on the sides. They're just not that safe. If you're doing just 70 miles an hour down the road, you'll even be fine with that. They can blow out, but yeah, you can even repair a sidewall. There's
Well, it's not like okay, like I'm just saying on the tread of the tire, like it's an inch on the inside.
No, I'm well aware. I got you.
You're tracking with me.
What
Okay.
I'm saying is you keep asking the question, is it repairable? And I go, yeah, it's repairable. And even if you had it on the side of your tire, you can still even make a repair there. You wouldn't want to drive it for too long, but could you get an extra fucking probably 2,000 miles out of it? Sure.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Yeah. Like if you want to just put a plug in a regular repair in your tire. That's gonna be just like almost new. You're gonna be fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, not a problem at all. So, not a problem. So for the $10-15, those guys basically said, no, either stole your tire, got you a new tire, or ripped you off, and you got stuck.
Well, and essentially what it would need to be to be valid for them to say, okay, look, this is repairable or this isn't repairable. They would have to say, okay, this is repairable where it's good enough to continue to go on of the lifetime of the tire, because they have to stand by the warranty of the tire's tread rating, or mileage rating. So
well, they're not gonna, when they're doing a repair, they can say, oh, it's not safe, and try to get you on that, because they're like, oh, it's not safe, but they're like, no, we're not gonna do the repair because it's just not safe enough. And, and you're going to be like, well, you know what? Like, I'm telling you to do the repair, and if I need to sign something, I'll just sign it. Be like, you're not liable. So that's it. They have to do what they say, and then it's not their stuff. I replaced the whole dash on a BMW one time because they were saying, you got to make it into kilometers an hour versus miles per hour, and I'm like, you guys are ripping me off. The dash was an extra $10,000, so I paid to swap it out. I'm like, well, here, give me my dash back, and I'll go and at least pay, get my, I'll go and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like,
right.
Oh no, that's our dash. I was like, no, it isn't. And they're like, I bought the car in the States, came back, now I got to buy a whole new dash. No, we keep that one too. I was like, no way, man. And you know what? They wouldn't write the warranty letter at the dealership. They were that big of crooks, and they kept my dash. It was nuts.
Dude, And that's the thing that makes me like a little bit suspect with it too, because they've always done repairs for me before, but like, and my tires are definitely nowhere like needing to like be replaced right away or anything like that. But I probably let's say they're 65,000 mile tires, right, for the rating of how long they're supposed to last, right? And let's say maybe I put like 35,000 miles on them or something like that, right? So they're on the back end, but just barely.
Well, you can even ride tires way past their date. Like I've got, I don't know, on my Porsche, like that first set, everyone was surprised, like, man, these are super soft tires, and I'm like, I don't really bag on that car. Like, even though it's my freaking main, like the supercar, I was like, nope, I didn't need to bag on it. And everyone's like, how many kilometers did you get out of this vehicle? And I was like, out of the tires, and I was like, shit, I don't know, probably like 50,000. They're like, they're still new, and I was like, yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't really smoke these ones. So, but
yeah, and no question about that. I guess my real question is, I'm just trying to figure out like if they were being shady or if they were being overly cautious or what. Shady. Because like for instance, they still like they wanted to replace my tire, and I went ahead and let them. And with the road hazard, they still have to like give me a discount on the tire, but they still end up selling me a tire. And let's say the tire was worth, I don't know, like $120, and they sold it to me for like say 70, right? But then they also charge you. It's under warranty, but
balance, all that stuff.
Yeah, sure. It's under warranty, but apparently I've got to pay, for the mount and balance all over again, like it's like my fault or something like that,
Yeah, you got a rook, buddy. That's it. And so they took you. Yeah, this should have been done way cheaper and how you wanted it. You're 100% correct. To feel because you just got they took you to the bank. It's not like it was. It was tens. It was 5s and 10s, not 10s and 20s, but still,
Yeah. Well, and the thing that makes me annoyed too is kind of like what you're saying about the like your dash thing too. Is I was like, okay, well, fine, whatever, dude. I'll let you replace it, at the discounted rate, fine. And then like I'm down over here, by the way. Didn't make it. Okay. Anyway. Fine, whatever, but I want to keep the tire, right? Because I'm like, bro, I think that's like, repairable, right? And in my head, I'm like, well, I go take that home, repair that myself, and then I got a full-size tire as a spare anytime I want. Spare. Right.
100%.
So,
they kept the tire?
But then they were like, oh, no, we got to keep the tire because we got to send it back to Cooper because for the warranty to be valid, we gotta keep the tire and blah blah blah.
Oh, no.
I'm like, what?
They completely screwed you.
I'm like, I don't know about all that.
That's even worse. They did. No, that's your tire, man. They can't keep it. They used to do it when I was younger. They're like, oh, you got these parts in your car? And I was like, sure do. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, so we went ahead and changed this. And I'm like, what? I upgraded my suspension. So they're like on my 4x4s and stuff, they're like, oh, we just tossed that out. I was like, what? Full suspension? I'm like, no way, man. On my GT4, my suspension upgrade was $20,000. And they were like, yeah, they already knew. They're like, yeah, we put it in a box. It's already here. We'll ship it to you because it doesn't fit in your car. And I'm like, thank you. Like, freaking, that's worth money. They don't get to take that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not theirs. I'm like, oh, wow. And even with the tire, they can't just go and take it. I'm like,
well, and that's the craziest thing, too, with tires in general, man. Not only do they always want to keep your tires, but then they want to charge you a recycling fee for keeping your tires. And I'm like, no, if you charge me a recycling fee, give them to me. I'll keep them. And then so I made, they waived the recycling fee and they waived they always want to replace my, valve stems. And I'm always like, bro, these valve stems were brand new, when you put these tires on, freaking, two or 3 years ago, tops. I don't even know when it was, but it was I've had these tires for only 2 or 3 years tops.
A different shop.
And I'm I don't think I need new valve stems. Forget that, and they're like, okay, well, fine, we won't charge you for the valve stems.
They always try to get me with the tire pressure monitoring system. Like, oh, you didn't have that's like $400 or $500 a tire. I'm like, it's internal in my computer, man. I go, that's not where it's at all. And no, it's on here. And I'm like, no, this is crazy.
Man, I'm getting you're getting me too riled up, man. Look how I played.
Oh wow, I didn't see the one. Yeah, and woo. There's they've just beat us with 2 against 4.
That's bad. Well, they probably had a bunch of guys who quit at the end once they knew they were going to win, but I don't even know. But yeah, either way, I played terrible, obviously. Yeah, and you know, I'm like one of those dudes who typically is always like gonna, like, if I feel like they're trying to give me the business, I'm gonna like make a stink about it, you know. So sometimes I'm like, I don't know, you know, I gotta pick my battles, and I still get like a brand new tire for like, you know, cheaper than I normally would because of the warranty. So I was just like, you know, whatever. It's, you know, I don't know if it's worth it. And also, I just didn't want to like, frickin' like be like, you know, well, to a certain degree, I don't want them to be like, that's the guy we hate. We want to do whatever we can to chase him away, because I still got the tires where they are going to get rotated and balanced every time. So I have to see them, and I've got like 2 other vehicles that I've got rotations and balances with for that same shop. So I'm like,
I don't know, man. No way. I wouldn't even give those guys my work. Why? That's the only tire shop where you live? No way.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying, I've like already, you know, they're doing it for, it's all, you know, that's all included from when I bought the tires, so I don't have to pay for it every time, you know.
Right. Well, they're screwing him. So I would change it up and say, I'd go to a different shop. Say, hey, I get all over there. These guys are ripping me off. There's what they did. The other shop would be like, yeah, they're totally screwing you. You don't need any of that. Here, let's get her on there. Yeah, we want to be your new tire guys. Done. And then you just tell them what happened. I'm coming here. You guys better than these guys? Here, I'll tell you the story. I didn't need this. I thought I was just getting a quick temp repair. Charged me a whole new tire, all of it. Then they charged me for this, that. The recycling fee. Long story short, they ripped me off. And then they didn't even give me my tire back. And I could have had a full-size spare. And I requested that back. No. So they'd be like, oh, shit. Yeah. Like saying, I need nitrogen in my tires. And you're like, yeah, how about 78% nitrogen, 14% oxygen, and, you know, and break down the chemical makeup of air. And then frick, they'd be like, yeah, here you go. And charge you an extra $120. So you got like 70% nitrogen. There you go. Is that good enough? We'll charge you an extra frickin' 2-3 figures for it.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah, no. Life's tough, but it's tougher if you're stupid, and if frickin' people can take advantage of you, you learn. I don't know. I've learned the hard way on tons of stuff, man. And once you learn, you go, oh, I just got taken. Yeah.
Right.
But now you know, and you don't do it again. Once I get taken, I don't take my stuff back to somebody. Being like, yep, there, we'll try again. I'm like, no, you're done.
Yeah, well, and you know, I've done that before. Like I had a different tire shop that I did use one time before too, right? And those guys were the worst. And I'm trying, it's like so bad because I can't even remember. It's been so long. I think I blocked out a lot of it because I didn't even want to remember it. It was such a bad experience where it made me so mad, you know. So like literally, I don't want to even like bring it up, you know.
Yeah, I took a week off life just to handle it.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, yeah, right, guys. You guys are the worst. And I've had like, you know, so I'm not the guy who isn't willing to like, you know, cause a stink. So I'll go even further back than like let's go a little different. Okay. So one time, right, I go to this one tire place that I had been, you know, getting oil changes from, right? And I think what happened was I was driving in like the snow, right? And some guy like went right in front of me, you know, like came right in front of me. And so to like avoid hitting him, I had to like do some defensive maneuvering, and I kind of hit the curb, right? And so it didn't hurt my car really, but it did like enough to like throw off my like balance, like my alignment, because I could feel it when I was driving it, you know. I'm like, this alignment now is not right. Right? So anyway, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is off. So I go to this place, right? And I asked them to check out the alignment, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's definitely off. You need to get the alignment done, right?" So they do it, and then I start driving it, and I'm like, "Man, this does not feel right. This seems like almost feels like worse than it was before. Something's definitely not right." So then I go back to them, and I'm like, "No, guys, this isn't right. You did something wrong here." And they're like, "Oh no, we didn't. We didn't do anything wrong. It's perfect. Definitely 100% good, right?" And right, and then like an idiot, I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So then for a while, I drive on it for quite a while, right? And I'm like, dude, this is not right. So then I finally get, wise. And again, this is like when I was really young. This is a long time ago. Anyway, I'm like, forget this. I'm gonna take this to a different shop, and I want them to check it out with, and see what they say. And then they put it on their machine, and they're like, "Whoa, dude! Like this is way off." And they sent me they print out a diagnostic for me and show me like, "This is where your tires should be. This is what your tires are doing," sort of thing. I'm like, "Oh, geez, right?" So then I take that printout and everything and the evidence from the other shop, right, to them, and I'm like, "Not only did you guys mess up my alignment and not get it right, but I've been driving on this thing all jacked up for a while now, and your alignment was so bad that it was literally scraping the side of my tire on one tire, was getting scraped up, right? So at that point, not only did they have to redo the alignment and everything, and then give me a brand new freaking tire.
Yeah, well, good. At least that's the thing, man. You're not for sticking up for yourself, but that's the thing. You go,
well, that's what I'm saying. It's like when they do, clearly they're doing something like hardcore, like this isn't right, I'm like, that was an easy one to be like, oh, it was annoying, but at least it was easy, to be like, this is, you guys screwed up and you need to fix this, fix your mistake here and own up to it,
Well, yeah, when people do that, I'm like, why lie? Like, I'd be like, I'm proud to be the specialist. Like, when it comes to construction and stuff, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that shouldn't have been done like that. Let me talk to the guys. Shit, they ever I don't know how they missed it, but I'd be like, yeah, no, that shouldn't be like that. And then people are like, yeah, and they're like, how are we gonna fix it? I'm like, don't even worry about it. Like, freaking fixed in fucking within the hour. I've already got the guys. Like, I had guys that are 6-hour drives away, and people have called. They're like, what the hell happened here? And I was like, I don't know, just let me investigate it. Then I'm like, holy shit, saw the phones. I'm like, I don't know what they were doing. But I go, shit, my guys, they're not fucking shitty. They're good fucking workers. And they're like, yeah. They're like, so what are you going to do? I'm like, I've already called them. I'm like, fuck, they'll be on the road within 20 minutes. I said, you guys got to get your ass back. Like, I made them drive 10 hours to do like an hour and a half of work. I'm like, get back out there and fix it. They're like, yeah, boss, no problem. Yeah, no. I tell them, double, triple check all your stuff.
Right.
Make sure it's freaking done right. And that's what we're getting paid to do. We're getting paid to half-ass it or be absolutely garbage at what we're working on. Like, I want to be the best in the biz. Well,
right. Yeah, no, exactly.
Anyways, yeah, so when people try to screw me or something like that, I'm like, man, they're like, nope, this is how it works in business. I go, no, it isn't. This is what I own. And this is what I do. This is what I make. Like, I don't ever show them, brag, oh, what I make. But I'm like, man, I'm successful. It's the reason. Frickin' people trust me. And frickin' I'm like, yeah, you don't rip me off.
But, that's the problem, though, is, the whole problem is for every guy in business who's doing whatever it is, there's 10 other guys who are probably doing the exact same thing, but doing it either crappy or purposefully being shady, Yeah. And so then you have to worry about their baggage too, of being are you the customer is always being well, I don't know, I had this one guy, and it's well, that's not me.
Yeah, I don't really have those problems because I don't do a lot of people just off the internet or ads or any of that shit.
Yeah.
I get insurance contracts, so it's not. People are like, do you do a lot of private work? And I'm like, not really. And it's not a lie. I'm just like, I don't.
Right. And I'm just saying, not only that, but I'm saying like whatever shop you're going to, of like for the tires or anything like that. If you find an honest one, you gotta hang on to them, and the same way like you can be dealing with people a little harshly because of the way that you have had to deal with all the crappy ones too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's against business. When people do that, I'm like, hey, it's not me. There, want me to do it? Freaking show me what you're in for, what you can
Yeah.
do, and I'll show you what I can do. I'll be like, here.
Right.
Yeah. I haven't got it down. Watch this. I'm dead. Freaking. It's
Yeah,
funny.
we're getting our
No, I'm 0.
butts kicked again.
I'm 8-0, man. It's pretty funny. Yeah, 0. I didn't even care though.
And
Really.
you still got a better freaking score than I did.
Yeah, it was 0. That's hilarious. Yeah, no, I was shooting them and they kept freaking popping them up. But nice. Yeah, no.
Like even like, I mean, I'm willing to even give people a second chance if they're like willing to fess up that they did something wrong and then admit to it. Because like a lot of times, people won't even do that. Like I'll give you a good example. Again with the example of cars, right? Like I have one shop that I still go to just to like get my oil changed, right? And that's pretty much it. But one time I had them do some sort of job for me, right? And I was like, hey, if I this is the quote they gave me, and I was like, if I bring my own parts and I buy my own parts and find all the parts and whatnot, will you still do the work? And they said, yeah, well, we will. And I said, okay, cool. And then like they gave me like a quote, I think over the phone or something like that. And they're like, oh yeah, it'd be like this. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, good deal. And so then I bought the parts and everything and gave it to them. And then when I like went to pick it up, it was like more expensive, or at some point in the juncture, it was like more expensive than they had told me. And I was like, what are you talking about?
It's more expensive because they don't make any money just by doing labor. You don't. So there's only so much labor, and then the job's not that big. So if the job, you're getting a $70 oil change, $50, $150, even $500, like for the GT4, it's $500, and I'm like, if I take it to Lamborghini, it's $500. If I take it over to Porsche, it's $400. And I bought all the stuff myself, bought the tools, but even for me to do it, on my own with the lift and stuff, it's after you buy the tools, then you save about $200 every time. But I go, the tools cost you that, and then it's your time, so you're still up there. It doesn't take long to do an oil change, but still, you're up there, you're dicking around. You're like, is it even worth it? So you're kind of stepping over the dollars to pick up the pennies, right? And I'm like, okay.
Well, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about an oil change. I had them like, I'm trying to remember what it was like maybe.
No, it all relates. It all relates, brother. So if you're following what I'm saying, so you called and you've got the parts for your oil change, and then you got your quote over the phone, then you called back, or so you went and you got it done. If they're not making money on the oils as well, so they're like, you got a 6 liter, you're gonna make $5 per liter on the oil. You're gonna upsell that. So now the guy's making $30, and then he's making this because an oil change, once your vehicle's already running warm and stuff, you can get it done in 15 minutes. Like it's not. So they're not even charging a full hour of labor. Even if mechanical rate's $80 an hour, they're only getting 20 now. So they just worked for $10-15. And they're like, fuck, man, it's not worth it for them. They're like, who cares? Like they want to put some cheddar in their pocket too. So if they're making margins that low, they're like, I'm out of here. I quit. Mechanics should be getting some sort of money. So I understand why the guy's like, I'm charging you more, even though you brought this in. Thanks for getting the stuff, but we get better prices on the stuff too, right? Like they'll buy it in bulk, so they'll get cheaper prices for the oil as well, cheaper than what you can buy it off the shelf. So all of that plays into it. I see both sides on that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you didn't let me finish the story though. As I'm just saying, they gave me one price, and then after that, the second price was like, oh, we charge an extra amount of an extra amount of labor if you bring your own parts.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm 10 steps
Yeah.
ahead of you, bud. So
Okay.
on that,
Right.
again, I understand that.
Yeah.
Because how else are they gonna make money? They're gonna like some dollars are better than no dollars. So they're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
bait you in. It's a little bit shady, but
Yeah.
because it is, but there's still it's kind of shady to be like, hey, I'm gonna like my mom did stuff like that as a like little old farm lady. Like be like, I'm gonna freaking just grind you down to nothing, and fucking you're not making any cash off me.
Yeah.
You know, like holy crap, I'm like
No,
you guys
and
gotta make a living.
I have no problem with that, honestly, though. But I mean, I'm just saying, you can't tell me, you can't tell me that up front, not tell me that up front. This is
Yeah,
that was the issue. That was the
that's
issue.
the dirty pool. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a bit
that's
dirty.
the issue. So I'm saying, like, that's the problem. It's like, okay, look, nobody told me that until I already had all this stuff and like it was done, and then you're gonna tell me that the labor charge is different. That's the issue, not the issue of like if you want to charge a different rate, fine, but like just tell me about it up front.
Yeah, they should have. They should have been
Yeah.
like here, but most people would have been like, oh, they bought this, and I'm bringing it down there for that. They're like, I'll
Yeah.
do it myself.
But,
And at that point, they normally just don't even go.
all right. Well, and
They
that's
should
the
have been
point.
honest.
That's the point. Is like they acknowledged that they kind of screwed up, and they said, okay, fine, we'll do it for the rate that we told you, and the regular rate with our parts. We'll do it this time, but not next time. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. And so, in other words, the point is that they were willing to admit their mistake. I accepted their mistake, and then I still go to them and give them my business, right?
Yeah. Okay, well.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'm saying.
How'd you get down again?
I know. Oh, I'm fucking saving all these other guys.
Hey, maybe we're gonna have a real game this time. We'll see what happens,
Yeah, we're doing way better.
Ooh. Down again. There's at least one over there in that corner on the left side. Yep, right there. Ooh. Oh, really? Ah. Yeah, there's two. There's two more. Three more.
I got them all.
Nice.
Well, two of the three. That one.
So here's another survey question for you. So,
Sure.
like at that point, once I've already had the work done and everything like that, do you think I should just let bygones be bygones, or should I go in there one day and be like, so I'd like to just see in the paperwork where it says that you guys have to keep the return that damaged tire, or supposedly damaged, beyond repair tire to the manufacturer for the road hazard to be,
I've done both. I've done both. Depending on my day, somebody cuts me off, have a bad day or something like that, I could be like, yeah, you know what? I'm like, yeah, this guy's getting a piece of my mind. But I'm like, then other times I'm like, not even worth it. I'm like, who cares?
Right.
So, yeah, but yeah, I would have. But the other thing too, which is what you should have done on that one, is you should have made that. I wouldn't have laughed. If I was mad, I would have been like, show me where I owe this.
Or just, yeah, I mean, what I should have done if I had been thinking about it and not just like, whatever, I was just trying to get it done, but what I should have done is just been like, okay, that's fine, but I just want to see in the paperwork where it says that you guys have to keep my tire.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see it in writing.
I'd been like, that's my property. That's all my property. So there's no way that you guys get to keep my stuff. There's no way. You don't own that tire. I do. And I brought it in here and it's paid in full. Now you're gonna take something off my vehicle? They're like, No, that's mine. Even if it's bald, completely bald, and I say, that's my tire.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't just go, oh, it's mine. Like, that's what they did. They stole it, and it's not even damaged. And you have to normally just tell them up front. Like, I drive up in a pickup or something, I'm like, yeah, throw it in the back seat, or throw it in the trunk, like in the box of the truck, or wherever I have to put it. But like that, depending on what I got going on. But yeah, no, I always tell them right up front, so I don't have that confusion too, because people will try to steal your stuff. So
Right.
and then I make sure somebody's listened to it and hears that, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll come back and yeah, just make sure all my tires are here, and I'm keeping these, not with these, and yeah, and you just lay the ground rules out right away. Nice one. Watch to your right. Watch to your right. I'll go around the other side. Yeah, they're up in there.
Yeah, I got one, and then the next one I like got an assist off of, but I couldn't finish him off.
All good, man.
This game's over anyway.
That top.
Die you.
Down top. You got me down there. I don't see anyone around. I think he's gonna die.
It's over. I got last kill.
There we go. That one's better.
Still talking to your same lady friend there, Burger?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Homesick.
Is she from where you used to live or something like that, or how did you like meet her?
Yeah, she's yeah, Calgary. Met her. She was way too far. Yeah.
Oh.
She was the not the GM, like the main manager of the whole place. And yeah, I'd always go in there for, like lunch and stuff. And I was like, yeah, this chick's pretty cool. She gave me a number, and I took her on a date. And then I was like, yeah, this chick's pretty fun. So that's how that all worked. And then she got her to that place that was called the Sharks Club, the Sharks Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. It's a huge sports bar, so it's just full of TVs and good stuff. So treated good food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she got her to that. And then she went to Mickelson National Golf Course and was going to be the GM there. She worked there for a bit. They weren't advancing her, so she went over to Calgary Saddle Dome at the NHL hockey team and was the GM over there, and ran the TELUS Lounge and the Dutton Lounge, which is the Yellowstone, the Dutton Ranch. That's the Dutton Lounge. That's a pretty cool bar, field, massive. Running that too. And then, yeah, she got cut right before her probation. The last day they didn't hire her full time. This guy, I think, was kind of a creep. Her manager kind of wanted to sleep with her, so they no, so he let her go. And yeah, and she's like, I don't know where I'm gonna go. And then she got hired on at Moxie's and the Sandman hotels. So she heads those up, and she took a job in BC. And I'm like, yeah, long distance, but I go, I'm not going anywhere. Do you think?
Gotcha. I don't
Yeah.
know what
So we had a plan.
most
She
of
can go
those
up there
places
for
are.
a couple of years. What's that?
Oh, I said I don't know what most of those places are, but I believe they exist.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Never heard of
Yeah.
these places, but I believe they exist. It's kind of like that. It's like I remember only like a few years back, like I don't know, 5-10 years ago, I like heard about like, you know, oh, there's some crazy place where it's like super popular in Canada, and like what's it called? Like Tim Hortons or something? I'm like never
It's
heard of
our
it.
coffee shop.
Yeah, I'm like, but
Tim
like,
Hortons,
but
yeah,
like I said, 5 or 10 years ago, if you'd said like that, I'd be like, what are you talking about? I've never heard of that in my entire life. Now, again, I've never been to one, but I believe they exist in the place
Well,
we
I'll
call
just pick
Canada.
like a Montana's, TGI Fridays, anything like that, and then put
Yeah,
more TVs in them and less family and like older people. Like,
yeah,
oh, yeah,
yeah. So but
restaurant
you're
lounge.
Tim Hortons. Is that what you're saying? Is Tim Hortons, or Tim Hortons is more like Dunkin' Donuts?
Tim Hortons is like Starbucks, but a little lower class, lower level.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah,
kind of like
it's in
Dunkin' Donuts.
between the Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ha ha! Right here. Nice.
Gotcha.
I was scolding my teammates a little while back recently for being like, bro, if you're gonna come over and try to save me, you kill that person first, then try to save me.
Yeah, well, it depends. If like I didn't know how many people were there, and in that room, I don't like having a guy down. I'm like, because they can get healed.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
He's right on me. Like, if it's Symptomani and I'm healing, he killed me, and now we're both dead.
Yeah, and a down without a KO means nothing, you know. So seal the deal, man. Seal the deal.
Yep, for sure. I agree.
But like, yeah, I hate when people are like trying to like revive you, and I'm like, bro, just kill that person and then revive me. And then they get like that one of those like quick things like you do sometimes, the like circle thing that revives people so quick, you know.
Yeah,
and then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the way to do that. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
I missed him. I'm gonna go out here pretty quick.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I got him with that nade right behind
yeah.
me.
I was like going around and around in circles.
Coming up.
He's gone.
Oh, that guy got me. It's freaking. He was mad.
Dag.
Abbott.
Yeah. Thanks for finishing that for me.
Come on.
You also got to realize, Burger, I have to pick my battles because I have a wife and she's saying I'm way too combative. So. Yeah.
That's what she says?
Oh, 100%.
That's why I'm not married, brother. I've done all that. I've done those years where they tell you, don't do this, don't do that. You keep it all in until you freak out. And you're like, holy man, you know how much aggression I've got in here? I'm like, I'm a man. Like frickin', like, come on.
No, be fair. To be fair, I'm not saying she's saying that you can't do that, like, every once in a while for a good reason. I'm just saying, like I said, you can't be that crazy guy who's always flying off the handle for everything, you know?
Well, no, it's not. You gotta keep your shit in check, but you gotta, like, you can't be just a wingnut, but you gotta be, you can
Yeah,
defend yourself.
well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Anytime that, like, I feel like somebody's, like, trying to, like I said, give me the business, screw me over, whatever you want to call it or whatever, I'm very much like, oh, no, you don't,
Yeah, no, frick. That separates the men from the boys. Yeah, you think someone's trying to steal your stuff, mow your lawn, do all this? No way, man. Stand up. That's all man stuff. You don't. That's nothing you shy away from.
Right.
This guy over here. I don't know how he got me with that.
Oh, bummer.
Oh, I blew him up and he pulled him off the cliff. Like both.
Nice.
That guy died really quick, too. Like that. Went up to get this guy. Some snipers got me dialed in up there. That guy only has like 40 or 30 health.
Shit. Oh, man.
Bingo. Gotcha.
Watch out. Right there.
I got him.
Nice.
Missed with my grenade, horribly.
Ooh. Oh, really? I'm getting destroyed right now. I don't know what's going on.
Gotta be a guy in the water swimming up here. He's climbing this ledge here any second.
No, yeah.
Okay, hit me right in the face.
Uh-oh.
Full on grenade.
Get him. Get him. Oh, come on, bro. Can't believe they didn't go down. Ah! Whatever. So what's your problem with marriage there, Burger? Are you just afraid that some woman's going to take you to the cleaners if she decides she doesn't like you a couple years down the road?
They already have. I've already paid for all that stuff, but there's, yeah, no, I don't like being told what to do anymore. If I make, I don't even know what I should tell you what I make annually, but it's a lot of money, and if somebody tries to tell me now at my age what I need to spend it on and whatnot, I'm like, nope.
Well,
Look, all they need to know is, hey, do you like everything that I have right now and you want to be part of my life, all of that? Perfect. You can all of my stuff, you can enjoy all my things. That's great. You decide to split, none of this is yours. Sorry, I'm too old to frickin' start it again. I've already done it many times with women like that, and I don't have an insurance policy, so if there isn't, what I mean by that is I'm too old to frickin' try to start it again and again and again and just go, get tricked into having kids again, all of that. I'm like, I already have a daughter, old enough. Like, would I have had more? Yep. were those the cards dealt? No, and I don't want to start over and have little ones ripping around at my age. It's just too old. So.
What about, hey, you ever heard of just getting a prenup? What's wrong with that?
Yep. No, I brought that up to my gal. I said, yeah. And she's like, I don't believe in it. I go, well, if you're in it for love, then yeah, you're into it. You're not trying to take me to the bank. So I just don't agree with it. I go, well, what don't I agree with you? Tell me all the time you love me. You want to be just with me. All of this. I go, then yeah, you decide at one point I'm too old for you and you want to split. You split. And you don't get any of my stuff. That's it. So what's wrong with that? I said, that's more than fair. I'm down for that. And then prenups after a certain amount of time normally go a little stagnant and they don't work. So I'd be like, here, you're renting a room off me. You're a tenant. Again, like if I buy a $2 million house and around here, that's a pretty good sized house. And I go, yeah, and I want to take my equipment and build like a man-made lake on it, fountains and fish and all this in the winter. On it, all of these things. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I want friends and family and just make it very inviting and have people over and absolutely love it when they come into my yard or my land or whichever. Massive. And I want that. But somebody goes, no, I don't like it. I wish I would have had this in the house. I wish I had this. I'm like, okay, well, I don't even mind doing a remodel on the inside, but don't think you're taking it. Like, no, when I die, you can have it. Still with me, you get all of it, but no, I'm not.
So like let's pretend though. Let's pretend like say she was totally cool with the prenup. Would you consider marriage or no?
No, well, no marriage. No marriage. I'm on the. She wants to get married, but yeah, it's a prenup with marriage and all of it. Like,
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So if she was like, oh yeah, fine. If you want to get married and you want to do a prenup, that's cool, no problem. You know, I'm cool with it. I fully support that. Would you be okay with like getting married, or would you still be like, no, I don't want it?
I'm still on the fence with marriage. I don't believe that it's all it's cracked up to be. I like the idea of marriage. I actually do, because I'm very traditional as well. So you know what? Yeah, marriage is good, but I don't know. I just don't trust her enough yet, and she's head over heels everything. I'm like, no doubt, she's got nothing to lose. She doesn't have any assets. She's got everything to gain by being with me. She wants to talk business, start her own company. She's got all these dreams. She's like, yeah, I'd be her startup cash. I'd be her money, like all of this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no, what do I get out of that? Jack squat. Like, I don't know. You can rent the chick for a hell of, like, I know as sad as it is to say, but you can rent the chick for a hell of a lot cheaper than freaking giving one away for taking all your stuff. You know? Like, it's true, though. You want to just go with math. That's the facts.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and, like, I don't, again, I wouldn't say I 100% know how I feel exactly about prenups, but, well, what I will say is that when you should the best hedge against all of that is just making sure that you're actually getting married to somebody that you're never going to get divorced from. But then secondly, if you do, yeah, you definitely definitely most of the time, and I bet you this is true in Canada because I know it's true here, that the woman definitely has a leg up in that department of what legal proceedings goes on. Like they always seem to like favor them.
It's 100%. It's not just, it's worldwide. The deck is stacked against the man. This is nothing new. It's not like, oh, it just happens in the U.S. This is like, oh, you're a guy, you're screwed. So
right.
Enjoy that.
And it's just crazy too. Like a good example of like that would be like Jeff Bezos, right? Have all the money that Jeff Bezos had, right? And he didn't have a prenup, but then he goes and messes around, and then they get a divorce or whatever. But how much did she really contribute to all that stuff that he did to create one of the biggest companies in the world? And then she gets
worth $390 million or whatever. It's not worth her contribution is not worth $390 million just because she slept with the guy. Not a chance. And that's the thing too, where I'm like, it's so effed. This is crazy.
I'm willing to like hear both sides. Like, let's pretend she was like a silent partner that did like 50% of the work. Fine, okay, whatever.
He was
You
not.
know, but let's pretend. Let's pretend. Then fine,
Yeah.
okay. But let's assume that he was, you know, doing, you know, 90% of the work.
Then
She
it should
should.
be 90-10.
Yeah, exactly. And even at that, you know, like with especially with this situation with Jeff Bezos, that's still a good chunk of change, you know.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, right.
10%'s 100 million. It was like 120 million. Like 10%.
That's the funniest thing too about some of that stuff too. Is like, well, they always like drop this thing where they're like, oh, well, she's now become accustomed to a certain lifestyle. You can't expect her.
Yeah,
you can't
really?
expect her to go backwards now, you know, like and not be able to buy, you know, a car every month. Are you crazy? You know.
Every second of the month.
Yeah.
Come on. No way. Freaking I lose it.
Like,
and you know how many houses and stuff I've given away a few houses, and I've had women just absolutely strip everything off me, frickin' and take my stuff. And I was like, nope, there is no chance that I'm doing it again. And then she's like, oh, you got all this baggage. I go, it's called life. I'm like, you're in your 20s. I go, frick, like, you think you're just gonna go through the world unscathed? I go, no, life gets you. That's the design, no matter how it is. You don't just go and be like, no, I did everything right, and I never had a loss, and nothing ever happened to me, and it's just perfect. And I'm like, you're screwed. Like, you honestly believe that? Like, you got another thing coming, man. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. You will get beat down.
Whoa. Crud. Yeah, no, for sure. And I was talking about this earlier today. Is like anytime if you're like, you know, in your, you know, lower 20s and you think you think you got it all figured out, you know, you should really not do that. You know?
Yeah.
Like, cause from like 16 to 21, I'd say that's probably the time where you're the most dumb. You know.
Oh man, it's I figured till it's like 40 something, like 37. Like I used to sit there and be like, you know what? Like I got this whole world figured out, and then I was like, I heard that like 34 years old. I was like, man, I don't know anything. And then I was like, man, like then I got looking, I'm like, holy crap, I've got so much to learn. And even like 40, I was like, man, I knew nothing about business is what I know now. And I was like, man, and now I'm like, wow, I'm still learning. And I'm like, holy shit, just turned 46 years old. And I'm like, buddy, like, you learn so much. And each year you're there, you start gaining, like, you're hanging with successful people, friends you like, all of this stuff. And when you just learn so much about, like, who's successful, the people around you are successful, people you just keep going up. And then even when you're like, oh, everything's great, I'm making 7 figures, I'm doing this, business is rocking.
I got 2 guys down right here by me, but there's nobody here to finish them off, nobody picked me up.
Spawned at the opposite side of
yeah, one died and the other one I think is getting picked up. I had a freaking like awesome mine that they didn't see, but I was down. Nice. Bummer.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, like I'm saying, you know, basically anyone who's not an idiot, you're constantly learning and getting more and more knowledge, and that's like, you know, the difference between, you know, even knowledge and wisdom too. It comes with, you know, time, right? So,
well, exactly. But even what I'm saying here too, with just to finish it up,
yeah.
Even with all that going, I'm not going to make the same mistakes again. And I'm gonna be way better than last time. I was, and I ran the business. I'm like, I've got great connects, everything's perfect. This is amazing. COVID hit, the market crashes, and you're like, oh man, nothing that you could control. And I was like, oh crap, like, and there goes that. Everything good I just worked for and built, smoked, absolutely gone. And I was like, man, it's not easy.
Yeah. And you got people, Prime Minister like freaking Trudeau, who's like, you can stay home and you'll be fine. 2 years? That's totally cool.
His new thing was there's going to be plenty of jobs, and everyone's like, there's no jobs left for the qualified doctors, lawyers, all of that. They fled the country. They all took off. They went to the States. They're like, no, we're going to work down there.
Right.
And and all our doctors up here were at a shortage. So then they're like, oh, well, you guys can get other jobs. And they're like, what? They're like, and he said, he goes, you guys can be janitors and garbage. Like people, he said, and no joking, like wasn't even joking.
Right.
Yeah, there's not if you don't want to do trade or whatnot. You don't want that. There's plenty of jobs, janitors and clean up after all of us.
That's right.
And I was like, what are you, Mary and Antoinette? Let them eat cake?
Right.
I was like, oh,
you
buddy.
think those guys went to school for 12 years so they could become a janitor?
Yeah, nope. And he was saying right to the nation, and all the only people that vote for him, there's only like 17% of the nation now still likes him. And they're like, yeah, and he's just constantly with the propaganda up here. We're not even allowed to have on a news feed on Facebook or Instagram anymore, on IG, because they passed this bill and it's censorship laws. So now Canada, we can't put news feeds on there. And if you try it, the big pop-up comes on. It's illegal in Canada. You get flagged. It's brutal, man. Yeah.
Well, that's the whole reason why I keep on telling you, man. I haven't been to Canada since I was like in the 2nd grade or something crazy like that, or 6th grade. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, and I don't really feel like the need to go back, man, because I'll probably get arrested for just like saying words or something,
No, our policeman. That's what's funny, because it's not like that. It's communistic in a sense, but you're walking on the street. What'll happen is they'll switch to the social credit score if he gets back in, or they're fighting for that. So then it won't matter. Like if he gets back in, which he shouldn't, unless it's completely fixed, which we all know, and it might very well happen that he gets it fixed. But he's bringing in refugees at a huge pace, so it makes our GDP balance out. It makes our numbers look a little better. It skews them, because he's like, oh, look at all the new growth we have in the nation, because that's where all our inflation's going, because we got all these new refugees. We're like, you open the borders, and then you needed the people that hate you the most are out west, and they're like, well, what's the population out there? Well, I don't know, 4 million people hate me, like extremely hate me. Well, yeah, we'll just bring in 4 million to offset that, and their votes offset us. And I'm like, oh man, like they're cool at all of these things they bring in, but anywhere he goes now in his province, which was Ottawa and Quebec, which he absolutely loves, or Ontario and Quebec, and he gets booed everywhere he goes now, like booed right out of any event. So
yeah, I did see a clip where he went to some sort of like really large like high school or something like that, and they all booed him.
5,000 people booed him. The indigenous.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw it too.
Like, how does that work over there with like voting too? By the way, like who can vote? Like, how long does it take somebody to be in the country, or what kind of credentials are they supposed to have until they can vote?
Now, so you used to be 18 years and older, and that's all it took, and you're a Canadian citizen. And now there's people that are applying for Canadian citizenships, and under Trudeau, he's like, oh, you're applying? You can vote. There's people that just called in, hey, I want to talk about an application. Put your name down. Would you like to vote? And they're like, yep. Okay, you now get to vote, because he changed the rules, going, hey, we'll give you some citizenship if you just keep us in control. So
that's the ultimate sign of a dictator, bro. Because that's exactly what they do. Like, okay, I used to live in Africa, right? And like that's exactly any country that's really poor and like just horrid over there. That's exactly what happened. Even they might have had at some point been decent, if because they go through a lot of different turmoil in different places, right? Especially in Africa, it just happens to be a very unstable continent, and like they'll like have a president who will start out like really good, or like they'll have like very similar rules to like the United States of like, okay, we got a president and we've got a Congress and all this different stuff, and there's only the president's only allowed to have 2 terms, so 4-year term, and then he can win a second 4-year term, and then he's done, right? And like every time, that somebody gets in there that's like a dictator, they'll just go in there and figure out how they can change the rules and be like, all right, no more, there's no more restrictions. They can run as many times as they want. And now all of a sudden, if they can run as many times as they want, then all of a sudden the votes are oddly in his favor every single time, even though everyone like hates the dude and is like, we're starving over here, we're dying and we don't want this, blah blah blah. But then the votes come in and it's like 80-20 or something crazy like that every single time. I'm like, that's not suspicious.
That's the same when you have a monarch. So we've got that. There's no end to the term. So if Trudeau just keeps it rolling. And it keeps with the Chinese interference and George Soros and all those guys paying it off and putting the interference in. It's like George Soros. You'll watch his numbers. His like huge number that he puts in. He's like, there's he injected 3 days before the election tallies, $120 million of his own money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look and you go, how many voting stations are there? 120. Well, that's pretty easy to figure out. Hey, put these in, hide some of these votes, do this. Here you go, $1 million each. And the economics, like the country's in kind of ruined anyways. Yeah, whatever. Just skew these, and here's your easy bribes. Like most people would be like, yeah, I'm freaking putting it in because they don't have any understanding of what it's doing to the nation. They just don't realize the gravity of it, and all crap like. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I got him. Well, and I'm no mathematician or anything like that, but I think it's like pretty suspicious too when you have places like certain really pivotal places in the United States where they were like, hey, this county has
Arizona.
Arizona
a landslide.
Right, and they have like, this county has like, say, 200,000 registered voters, and then boom, we get the numbers back, and all of a sudden 300,000 people have voted. Like, how does that work?
Right.
But then the whole point is like, it's like, well, too bad. Even if we find this stuff out later, the election's over. We got something we can do about it. So sorry.
No doubt.
Like,
and it's easy. You guys are cheap, by the way, too. It's that puppy dog here is the frickin' Dan Moore plays with, but he's cheap. All these guys are.
No, dude, that guy is a cheater for real.
Yeah, they're just freaking glitching in there doing it.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that guy, is he even in here anymore? He might have left. Anyway. But I just think that's hilarious, too, like how that stuff has like literally been proven at this point, but they're just like, oh, well, too bad. Nothing we can do about it now.
Well, it's hidden right in plain sight. They've got everybody so divided that they just go, we don't even have to hide it anymore.
Right.
They don't.
Ooh, got me. Bummer. And another thing that's like crazy too is that what was I gonna say? Like, well, actually, recently too, an interesting thing is like recently on YouTube, like they, you weren't allowed to talk about that essentially, and then recently they've changed their rules where now you're allowed to talk about election interference and whatnot. And so some people,
because now they've got so much of a hold on it that it doesn't matter. They're like, you can talk, it's not going to skew anything. They're like, we've already got X11 too. Like, they don't care.
Right. Well, and that's another thing I was going to say. I guess that's what I was trying to say. Is what I was trying to say was like, okay, so in my entire lifetime, anytime there was an election, even if it was the guy who I wanted to get in, I never thought there was anything really particularly shady. I'm not saying there wasn't some shady things here and there, but not enough where it was like, oh man, this was definitely not the right outcome. So, like, plenty of times where my guy didn't win, right? And
Right.
but I never thought to myself, well, this is bad, you know, this is definitely rigged or whatever. Only in 2020 did I ever think, oh my goodness, like seriously, how can this, you know, this is the first like election in America that I've ever truly doubted, you know? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I knew that crap like happened in third world countries, no doubt, like all the time. But the first time I ever was like, you know, in America and being like, really?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it can happen anywhere. And then you realize, like, who are we being run by? Like, this is nuts.
Right? Especially when they're like just randomly changing stuff all in the name of like COVID and whatnot. They're like, oh yeah, well, you know, these are the rules. No mail-in voting for this whole state. It's against the whole state's like constitution, except for since we have COVID. Never mind. You know?
Yeah.
So like, wait a minute, don't we have to vote on that or something? And like,
no,
no,
right through.
nope, not at all. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it, okay? You know, like, that doesn't seem quite right, guys. Are you sure about it? Shut up, you. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mute. Hey, do you have any drug charges or speeding tickets? We need to get you on.
Right.
Like, yeah. I'm gonna get you. Oh, jeez.
Right. Ooh. Bummer.
One got me good. I threw one. I was surprised I didn't knock down 3 of them, though. I think it might have
Crud. Ah. Cover.
I got you covered. I got him down the back there. We're good.
Nice. Oh, get him. Yeah.
I got him.
Nice.
Oh,
nice. Woo. Bringing that score up a little bit.
Yes, sir. Is that ours or his?
Then like a good another just in line with that same conversation too. Like when when Obama won, especially the first time, I was like, I get it. He's really good at like sounding smart and, you know, giving a really good speech, and he was good, you know, good looking supposedly, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
All that
He
stuff.
was groomed. He was good. Yeah, he was like a little movie star.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, so at least you were like, well, I get it. You know, I understand. And like literally there were, you know, white people who were voting for him just because, well, I don't want to be racist. You know, it would be probably kind of racist to vote for the guy who's not who looks like me, you know.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why other people were doing it. Like, well, I'm gonna vote for him just because he looks like me, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but again, like I said, I think he was like, you know, he was he looked like he was a guy who should be president.
I thought he was
right.
awesome public speaker. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure, fantastic, exactly. You know, but then you're like with Joe Biden, you're like, really, like most votes in history ever for this guy? This guy doesn't even know how to put like together like 2 sentences. You know, my grandma could like, you know, be a better president than this moron who's been in politics for like 50 years and has basically accomplished like nothing, you know? Like,
exactly.
Seriously, what in the world?
Yeah, no, you gotta start second guessing stuff.
Crud.
Oh, one shot, headshot with the heavy weapon sniper.
Man, so much for that, what time we tied it up. Ah.
Right? Get some of this back.
Ridiculous.
And in a little. Yeah, you got marked one.
Oh.
Coming up the middle.
Holy crap! No, I'm down.
I got two down in the middle, but there's a. Oh, he's getting healed up. His little helper. Get me over there. Okay, I'm throwing a nade in the middle here. Watch. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I'm dead.
Nah, I'm down. Crap. Help! I'm not gonna make it. It's over. Bummer.
Well, they were cheating too, so DJ Swift cheats all the time. So it wasn't too bad for cheating.
How does DJ Swift cheat?
He's always using the glitch.
He's speed glitching?
Downtown King. He does it. I don't know. I didn't see much, but
I got somebody I want to invite here real quick.
sure.
So have you played with Pike lately?
No, not for a bit.
Yeah. Me and Famor were trying to figure out if he was ghosting me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like so I went to Chicago a little while back, right? And to get to Chicago, I have to drive through Pike's Town, right? And I was like, hey man, if you want, we could meet up for lunch or something like that, whatever. I'm going to be going through your town. And he's like, oh yeah, man, that'd be sweet, right? And I was like, okay, cool. Well, just let me know and we'll make it happen, right? And then, like, I never heard from him. And then I messaged him at one point, like that day, and I was like, hey, I'm still up for it if you're good. And he's like, oh no, or no, he didn't. I think he didn't even respond. And then later on, he was like, oh, sorry, I got busy. And since then, he hasn't like played with me once. So I'm like, does he not want to like try to give me the explanation, or is it just a coincidence? So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. That is funny. Yeah, normally I'd be like, really? You're in Canada? I'm like, I'd go. I'm like, I drink. I'd be like, well, I'll meet you. We're going for a beer. I'm gonna have a beer.
All right. I'm just saying, like, if he didn't, and again, like, if he didn't want to do it, that's fine. And like, nah, probably won't work out for me. I would have been like, fine, But he was like, he acted like he was all about it,
Yeah. Yeah. Then it came to fruition. He's like all scaredy puss.
Yeah. Right. I'm not saying that's what is happening. I'm just like, I haven't played with him yet. Maybe he's been busy with his little tournament stuff or whatever. It could be. I'm debating. That's all.
Yes.
I'm gonna give him a couple more seconds here to see if he's gonna join. He just messaged me saying he was like loading it up, like he said that like 4 minutes ago. So it's Marriott. You remember Marriott, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Come on, man. All right, he had his chance.
Oh, that was quick. That was good. All the same guys.
Oh no, it's Matt Leo.
That's all right. Whatever. Joining probably a half game.
Dude, it was weird. Like, the other day we played with Matt Leo, and, like, normally he, like, just destroys, like, just kills everybody, right? And he was not playing well. And I was like, was he not paying attention? Or was he, like, eating something like Fanmore's always doing? You know?
Just tying on the feed bag. 4K.
like Fanmore drives me crazy though sometimes. Literally, we'll be like at a match and we'll be like 25, like kills in, and like she'll be like, I think I'm gonna quit this game and like go get something to eat. And I'm like, are you serious right now? No. What are you crazy? Like, finish this game and then go do whatever you want to do. Don't be quitting in the middle of the game, bro.
Yeah,
stop that. Yeah.
That's funny.
So crazy.
Yeah. All right, this is gonna be 100.
Here we go. She'll quit. She'll quit a game too, just if she thinks she's not gonna win, right? And I'm like, bro, it's not over till it's over.
Yeah.
You can't. If you're gonna quit all the time, you're never gonna know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Again, scared.
And like that's the like you're also depriving yourself of like the best scenario, meaning like if you play horribly like the first half of the game and then make a crazy insane comeback, that's gonna be the best game ever, right?
That's normally what I have some really bad starts sometimes and then I frickin' crush it.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Anytime you can come back from being down and just like it still end up like murdering the game, you're gonna be like, that was amazing, That's how you.
Yeah, right when you're like, oh, but you keep digging and then you win, you're like, right on, yeah.
Right.
Anyone else like, no, I'm not gonna win, or I quit, or whatever.
I'm down. Crud. Oh, watch your back.
You can take him. Yeah.
I got him. Yeah. Burger made the ultimate sacrifice.
I do from time to time, yeah.
Holy crap, there's a million of them over there. My goodness.
I'm coming.
There's 3 or 4 all standing together. Woo! Nice. They're all in that corner over there. You see them?
Yeah. I got fucking way too many guys. I got freaking big Ron shooting and then freaking other guys crossing.
Yeah.
Can't get it. My bullets over the phone.
So we were just playing with one of my friends, right? And like she's was talking to us and I don't know, somehow her work came up and we're like, oh yeah, what do you do? And she's like, oh yeah, like I work in the film industry. And she was like being like super vague, right? And and like maybe it's just a guy thing, but I really don't think so. But I'm like, anytime somebody like is super vague and says they work in the film industry, I'm like, oh no, porn. This isn't a porn thing, is it?
Well,
but then
I know a few actresses now, so my mind doesn't automatically go right there. But I know what you're saying for sure. Because I still think that too.
But I mean, like, if you're an actress and you're like in major stuff or doing major productions, usually you would say, you know, oh yeah, I worked on this movie or this movie. Like I worked on, you know, like the Oppenheimer movie or whatever.
I worked on this rather than I got worked on.
Yeah, or just saying like, yeah, oh, I work in the industry, you know, the film industry. Like, well, doing what? You know, well, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know. When you do that, then you're like, oh no.
yeah.
But no, then she ended up telling us some more details, and like she's like kind of does a little bit of acting, and then like has a little bit more in the productions side of it. It sounds like, you know. Which then I was like, oh, okay, good. I'm glad that it went that way.
Yeah. Are you? Just the girl trying to make a living.
Nah. You can do better than that, I'm just saying.
Well, I can. I don't know what some of these other ones.
Oh, I'm just saying, it's not worth it. Don't do it.
Oh, who's behind me? There we go. Wow, I'm getting rocked. I was like, why am I... Guys. Why can't I see kids are shooting, man?
I just, like... I have so many objections to that now, but like just like one from a logical perspective of like, how can you do that and then like say try to become like a regular mom and settle down and know that like that sort of stuff would be out for your kids to see one day, right? You know?
Yeah, well, no doubt, 100%.
And like, you don't want that. You're gonna regret it forever, bro. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And for like, dude, there's women all out there all the time like, oh man, no, it's not like that. It's super empowering, and you know, it's me like taking, you know, my like controlling my body, and I just, you know, do whatever I gotta do, and it's like so empowering. Like lies, total lies. They're just trying to make themselves feel good about like being objectified by a bunch of skeezy men. You know, you keep on telling yourself that, but it's not true.
Well, that's how you know it. On it.
You know it, and I know it. This guy will not die. Would you die, you stupid piece of garbage? Ah! No! And then he found a friend. I downed him, and then he got a little friend. Dag. So dumb.
Oh man, I could've... That RPG was just a touch low. I clipped the wood and exploded there. Just a little bit higher, I would've had all those guys in there. I know it. So I would've hammered those guys, then I would've frickin' had the grenade right next to it. It would've been perfect. Now I gotta just do a 2-nade combo up here. I got a 4 or 5er.
Get him.
Oh, they're coming.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. This is over. Oh, they got my guy. Oh.
That guy, I'm taking that.
Make sure I don't forget when this is over to pick up Mariak. I think he's ready now.
Alright, throw a health pack and I win the game right here.
There you go.
That's me. There it is.
He's down.
That. Boom.
What was that?
Yeah, I got it. I told you.
Did you? Oh my word. My guy just jumped in the hole. I don't even know what that was about.
Yeah, I didn't see him cheat, but
Alright. Pick up Marriott here. Uh-oh. Oh no. My screen is frozen. No.
oh really?
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Come on. Seriously? You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart this game real quick. Hold on.